is it? They don't really care about us.
Folks, here we are today at the local Maroochydore Police Traitor Station, where some of Australia's most notorious violent criminals are at work at the moment. You can tell which ones they are. They're easy to pick. They wear a badge or a brooch and they dress in blue. Folks, everything they do is fraudulent, which makes them Australia's leading clan of plastic gangsters. Sponsored and brought to you by the glad rap politicians from Tupperware Town, Canberra. Folks, some of us Australians like to call this place here cash converters, because that's what it is and that's what they do. They rob Australians, they rob you of your hard-earned cash and then convert it into their own profit or revenue for themselves and their elite corporate criminal banking bosses. Folks, these guys are the rape and pillage professionals. Then they have the hide to run around all pumped up, believing they are some sort of community saviour. Yeah, right. Folks, these thugs right here behind me are the real criminals of society, the domestic terrorists, criminals who hide behind a badge and hide their identity. These corrupt crooks in blue are doing it every day. Let me explain. The Australian State Police are registered as a non-organisation with Dun & Bradstreet, who is registered as a subdivision of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Washington, D.C., District of Foreign Columbia. That's right, foreign, meaning not from here. Folks, a badge number identifying an organisation that does not exist is a criminal act. It is a criminal act of fraud, rendering all such badge holders, like these guys, as members of a foreign criminal profit-based fraud. Members of a foreign criminal cartel. Folks, it's simple. If a police officer refuses to identify his name being the holder of his post and or refuses to identify the one who he serves, meaning name, date of birth and serving address, that he is no longer a police officer. If you choose to contract with such a private person that refuses to identify his full name and date of birth and serving address, etc., then more fool you. And if such a police officer forces you to deal with him in any way, he violates Article 1 of the Unidroit Treaty of Rome, signed by Whitlam in 1973. Once such a non-identified officer violates your standing by force or threat, it then becomes a war crime. Article reference, official documents, Nuremberg trials. Folks, these guys behind me, right here, are members of Australia's largest elite organised crime syndicate, robbing and looting the Australian public right into a state of depression, sending us into poverty. Folks, the police are nothing but the foot soldiers for the evil globalist elite. Nothing but corporate sellouts for a draconian-style New World Order. But folks, do not be fooled. This so-called New World Order is just a foreign criminal deed-based banking scam, aided and abetted by the ignorant of society. The ignorant of society who mostly wear the traitor colour blue. And don't forget about the sheeple. They are part of this mess too. Folks, these blue traitors will be held accountable one day very soon for their crimes against humanity, for their crimes against you. And at the end of the day, folks, police do not work for you. You cannot trust the police. Police are not here for your protection. And if you comply, everything will not be okay. It will not be okay. Folks, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, not for you, against you in their private courts of law. So people, please exercise your rights and remain silent. That is the key, I'm telling you. Folks, it is a very, very strange thing indeed when human beings, or traitors in blue, put other non-violent human beings into cages like animals. I'm afraid it's all about the elite man's control this world. And that's why those guys, have the guns and the peaceful people of this country don't.
Keep your eyes open, I can only say I'll try until the day I die.